In Tammany Hall, one man by the name of John Morrissey establishes himself among all the Irish gangs.
He arrived in New York in 1850, and he went directly to the Empire Club, and he walked right in the door, and he introduced himself to everyone there and said he was the toughest pugilist on the eastern seaboard, and he was there to prove it.
And of course, he had the living daylight beat out of him. Ringers himself was so impressed by this act of sheer bravado or foolishness that he put him up in the club until he could recover.
Morrissey works as a political organizer for Isaiah Reinders, and his growing reputation as a fighter earns him popularity, an unwavering following, and an endearing nickname.
Morrissey was called Old Smoke because of how his pants went on fire when he was pushed against the working stove during a particularly brutal brawl one evening.
Onlookers said they could smell the stench of his skin burning, but Old Smoke never uttered a word of complaint.
The money he made as a boxer, he parlayed into starting up his own gambling operations. He became the de facto leader of the Irish immigrant population in the Five Points.
In 1857, a major riot breaks out between the Dead Rabbits and the Bowery Boys.
The police called in Captain Isaiah Reinders to try to settle this riot. Reinders came to the streets, tried to stop the riot, and he was pelted with debris and he was chased out of the area. That was the point at which John Morrissey emerged as the leader of specifically the Dead Rabbits, but in a more general sense, he became the first Irish-American mob boss.
He aligns himself with William Marcy Tweed, Tammany Hall's grand sachem or boss. But Old Smoke wants more than money. He runs for the U.S. Congress in 1868 and wins, but in another quest, he finds only misery.
Although the aristocrats would patronize his gambling establishments, that he himself, to them, was just another Paddy.
In 1877, John Morrissey dies of pneumonia. He may not have gone out the way he had hoped, but Old Smoke had laid the groundwork for a thriving underworld and proves that an Irishman from the gutter could take on the world.